This is ABC15 Mornings.
All right, let's start you off with a live look outside as that sun comes up the horizon there on this beautiful Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us here on ABC 15. I'm Nick Saletti here in studio. Kaylee O'Kelly working from home, social distancing today. Happy Friday, Kaylee.
Happy Friday and happy May 1st as we ease into a new month. We saw some clouds roll in late yesterday afternoon, and it sure did feel a little bit better out there than I think a lot of people anticipated, Iris, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it totally helped keep us below the record yesterday. It was still pretty hot. We made it into the low 100s, but we did not break that afternoon record as we thought we might be able to. So now the clouds, thankfully yesterday kept us cooler, but now they've cleared out, and that's beneficial in the morning hours because it allows us to cool off even further. And we're certainly feeling the difference this morning. Temperatures in the 60s to low 70s across the valley. It's 71 degrees officially at Sky Harbor, mid 60s in Chandler and Glendale, upper 60s right now in Goodyear. So feeling really good if you want to get outside. Now the sun, it's up. It's been up for about 20 minutes or so, and temperatures will start to climb soon. But I think through the morning, through about 8 o'clock rather, we're going to keep those temperatures in the 70s, then 80s after that, mid 90s by lunchtime. And today just a little hotter than yesterday, up to 102. Temperatures will drop this weekend though. We'll talk about that in that 7-day forecast.
Iris, thank you. As we begin a new month, coronavirus cases are steadily increasing in Arizona. The latest data from the state health department here showing 452 new cases, the highest single-day increase since reporting began. The public health department contributing the increase to more testing. 320 people so far have died from complications of the coronavirus in our state. As of this morning, 1% of our state's population has been tested. This month, Arizona will begin to slowly reopen. Governor Doug Ducey has extended that stay-at-home order through May 15th with some modifications. Starting Monday, retail businesses can open back up voluntarily using curbside pickup and other delivery options. But not everyone is happy with the governor's plans. Mark Thompson joining us from the newsroom this morning. Mark, some businesses are vowing to get back to work no matter what the rules are.
Yes, they are, Nick. Good morning to you. And the governor warning, if they do open, they'll be breaking the law and could face a $2,500 fine, 6 months in jail, and an all-important one, lose their liquor license. Dozens of salons, gyms, and restaurants still plan to open, saying that they can put measures in place to keep people safe. Some, however, they have changed their tune. We spoke with the Mesa restaurant owner who's had friends get fined for opening their patios, and he says he can't take that risk.
So we have 10 cases of wine in the back that are all ready for our wine club members to come pick up. And if I lose my liquor license, then, right now that's way over 50% of our business is alcohol.
Organizers for the Facebook group Great 48, which has 22,000 members, encouraging businesses to reopen today. And they're planning a rally at the state capitol coming up on Sunday. Now, coming up at 6:30, we're going to hear about some Republican lawmakers who want to reopen now. Kaylee, to you.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Elective surgeries, we can tell you, are starting again today. The governor opening up this option after administrators from hospitals turned to him and said that they were having some financial troubles as a result of not having elective surgeries in place. Our John Genovese live this morning at Shea Medical Center to talk about this. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kaylee. We know there's a backlog of patients waiting on these surgeries. Honor Health is among our local medical groups saying that they would be ready to get going with them again today. And that is welcome news for many healthcare workers who have gone without a paycheck, even turning to unemployment for help.
Planning for the worst. Valley hospitals boosting capacity by 50%. Many closing down and clearing out floors in anticipation of COVID-19 patients and putting elective surgeries on hold.
They never saw really the surge that they were expecting to see over the past month and a half.
A traveling nurse who also works as needed at a Valley hospital asked us not to use her name.
I've only gotten 2 shifts in the past 6 weeks, I think, almost. And that's just been doing temperatures of the employees that come in through the hospital. So that was like an extra area that we normally don't have.
That was after 3 weeks of no shifts, prompting her to pick up a 6-week contract at a Los Angeles hospital. But after moving her stuff out there, another setback the night before she was supposed to start.
My recruiter called and said that they had just canceled all of the contracts.
So instead, she drove back here, now waiting for whatever help she might receive through unemployment assistance. Beginning today, hospitals that have a 2-week supply of personal protective equipment are screening healthcare workers and patients, and enhancing their cleaning procedures can once again perform elective surgeries. But as to how much that will help, this nurse can only hope.
I think the next month or two will tell me a lot and what I'm going to do, because I mean, obviously everybody needs to be able to pay their bills.
And hospitals still do need to apply for an exemption through the state health department to begin these surgeries once again. And we know there are a lot of people, again, waiting on them. So guys, if you are trying to set up an appointment, it's best to call your doctor to see what is available and when, because we know some procedures are being prioritized over others.
And try to be patient as well, right? Everyone's just trying to ease back into it. John, thank you very much live for us this morning from Scottsdale. Let's talk about the Navajo Nation as it is moving into another weekend-long curfew starting at 8 o'clock tonight. The reservation trying to grapple with another jump in coronavirus cases. There have now been more than 2,100 confirmed cases of COVID-19 for the Navajo Nation. 71 people have died there, and health officials are expecting the cases will continue to go up with an estimated peak around May 10th. The 57-hour curfew getting underway at 8. Anyone caught outside their homes could be cited. We're told Navajo police will set up road checkpoints to enforce it.
6:06, the federal government is launching an operation to speed up the development of a coronavirus vaccine. The goal is to produce hundreds of millions of doses by January. Right now, there are more than 250 U.S. companies working on a number of virus projects, everything from improved testing to possible treatments and that vaccine. The Trump administration also creating an independent commission to address safety in nursing homes across the country. The new panel will begin meeting in late May and will include industry officials, doctors, state leaders, and families. Long-term care facilities have been hit hard by this pandemic, especially here in Arizona, but also across the nation. Well, we know President Donald Trump will be coming to the Valley next week in light of the controversy over Vice President Mike Pence not wearing a mask at the Mayo Clinic. President Trump was asked if he would wear a mask during his visit. He said he'd be open to it, but it depends on the circumstances. On Tuesday, the president is scheduled to tour the Phoenix Honeywell facility where they're making those medical masks. While the company did hire staff to make those N95 masks, we have learned that they're also putting into place mandatory 2-week rolling furloughs for employees.
New for you this morning, a woman extremely critical right now after a house fire near 67th Avenue in Bethany home. Crews from Glendale Fire pulling her out of that burning home. Another person living there was also able to get out. Sadly, though, 2 dogs died in that fire. We do have some exclusive new details this morning on the death of a retired Mesa police sergeant who was shot by his wife. Police say it was last month Terry Bassett called 911 admitting she shot her husband, Steve, at their home near Higley and Brown. Witnesses are saying that she appeared to be intoxicated. Neighbors say the couple had problems for years.
I had heard that they had a rocky relationship, to put it lightly, for a very long time. This wasn't the first time the police had come out.
I've heard her yelling. I've not heard him yelling.
I think they've probably fought for years, and I don't know if that exaggerated it or not, but, you know, kind of a normal operation for them.
Well, Steve Bassett did pass away this week. That was 9 days after he was shot. Terry was initially arrested but released. At that time, her husband was still alive. Mesa police say homicide detectives are now on this case. A Valley father now facing child endangerment charges. Phoenix police say he allowed his 15-year-old brother to handle a gun. The teenager accidentally pulling the trigger, shooting the man's 4-year-old son. And at last check, that little boy was still in critical condition.
Next on ABC 15 Mornings, it's the first of the month. Bills are still due. What you can do if you're having trouble making ends meet. And made famous by Malia Obama, a number of students plan to take a gap year and not go to school in the fall because of the pandemic. So how your graduate can make that time off really valuable and put it to some good use.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
Okay, let's get to your Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group. You're looking at video after that deadly crash off the I-10 and Watson in the West Valley here. Here's what we know. The westbound lanes are still closed. We know that there's at least one eastbound lane closed as well. DPS is still on that scene working to clear everything from that crash. We're working to find out how many victims might have been involved in this, and we're also working to figure out if DPS has a timetable for when exactly the westbound I-10 will reopen there. We're just getting some more information about an overnight crash involving a pedestrian. A man was hit by a car near 7th Street and Broadway. We're told the driver involved took off. That man is in extremely critical condition right now. Iris.
All right, Justin, let's talk about that most accurate forecast here. I was just outside looking at a photo right now that I took of a cactus that we have that has really flourished overnight, and the bees are loving it. And I think they're loving maybe the cooler weather too, which hopefully if you get a chance to step outside this morning, take a chance to go check out those flowers, maybe go for a walk around the neighborhood. It is a gorgeous morning here with temperatures cooler at this point than they were 24 hours ago. And it's thanks to those clear skies as we look live with our South Mountain camera, looking pretty good out there. Today, you can expect more sunshine, less of that cloud cover that we saw yesterday. But of course, that also means that temperatures are going to get a little bit hotter because we are going to see more of that sun. More breezes today, too. As temperatures climb this afternoon, we're also going to be back into record territory today with highs in the low 100s. But then some changes this weekend with highs dropping a bit, at least giving us a break from those triple digits by this weekend. Today, though, we're back to the hundreds this afternoon, and you can see this warm up as I break it down by the hour for you. We'll be into the upper 70s by around 8 o'clock this morning. Then just a couple of hours later, we'll be in the upper 80s by 10 o'clock. So a similar warm up to yesterday morning. Now, yesterday, the clouds really thickened up in the afternoon, so that slowed that warm up in the afternoon. But today, again, without that cloud cover, I think it'll be a steady warm up with mid 90s by lunchtime, upper 90s by 2 o'clock, then into the hundreds after that. Today, Phoenix tops out at 102. Hey, something special is happening today. Luke Air Force Base is doing a flyover across the valley to honor our healthcare workers and our first responders dealing with COVID-19. And if you want to step outside, you don't have to go far. Just go out into your own yard. They're flying across the valley from Buckeye to Gilbert up into Scottsdale too. It starts at 3:10 here this afternoon. They're going to be flying for about 50 minutes. And if you are going to be stepping outside, just know that by around 3 o'clock, temperatures will be into the hundreds. It'll be hot. It'll be breezy. So wear those sunglasses, hats, and even sunblock too if you are going to be watching it. But it should be a pretty cool sight, that's for sure. Now, temperatures today topping out at 102 degrees. That'll put us about 12 degrees above the average high for this time of year. The record today is 103. So it's going to be really close. I think we'll stay just below it, but we'll have to watch it closely. That record, by the way, set on this date back in 1985. A high of 102 in Mesa, 101 in Scottsdale, and Fountain Hills reaches 100 degrees with overnight lows cooling into the 60s. So tomorrow morning will be nice as well and comfortable if you want to get outside early for outdoor activities tomorrow. 102 for a high today in Avondale, 100 in Glendale. As you look at those temperatures across the valley, low 100s in western Arizona. Kingman hits 90, 84 today in Payson, mid 70s in Flagstaff. It will be breezy to windy up north today with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour coming in out of the west. For the valley, some breezes this afternoon, gusting at times near 20 to 25 miles an hour. Then tomorrow and Sunday, highs drop into the upper 90s. Yeah, I know it's not a huge difference, but double-digit highs for the weekend before we heat right back up into the hundreds next week.
Okay, Iris, thank you. Today is International Workers' Day, and employees at some of the most crucial companies are planning to protest. Workers at Walmart, Target, FedEx, and Whole Foods say they're not happy with working conditions. They say they don't feel protected from the coronavirus. Amazon says it spent more than $800 million on safety supplies. The governor of California issuing a hard closure of all beaches in Orange County. This is after tens of thousands of people flocked to beaches there last weekend. That order begins today. Ticketmaster's ready to issue refunds. If you had tickets to concerts or events that were canceled, you can get your money back or a credit. Expect an email beginning today about what your options are.
Well, today is National Decision Day, and traditionally this is the day when college seniors choose a college or university. It's when they actually commit. But because of the coronavirus, it turns out 1 in 6 graduating seniors is actually opting to take a gap year instead. And school counselors are saying that there are ways to make the best of this time.
in finding your passion, let's also build in the skills that are going to make you more marketable and make you more valuable to potential employers.
I got to tell you personally, I took one of these gap years, not because it was anything anybody was talking about, it's because I couldn't afford to go to college yet, and it was very beneficial. Because of the pandemic, many schools have pushed their deadline back to June 1st, and that is allowing students more time to make an official decision on such a lifelong decision that can have a major impact in your life, Nick.
Absolutely there. Of course, a huge decision there. Hey, some businesses are ready to open their doors again, but that doesn't mean the money is just automatically going to flow in. It's because too many families right now are struggling just to pay their bills. Chrissy Roberts closed her business and her family has no income. There's rent, water bill, even the cable bill are due right now.
Even though no money's coming in, we still have to pay our bills, our rent.
So people are looking for relief.
We need a break. We need something or we're not going to survive.
And we all need to start to prioritize those bills.
Tenants are still legally required to offer their rent for April.
Governor Doug Ducey has issued an executive order delaying the enforcement of eviction action orders for renters impacted by COVID-19. The federal government has banned foreclosure or federally backed mortgages, but you still need to contact your lender, and those stimulus checks can be used to pay the bills.
Yeah, there may be those $1,200 stimulus checks, there may be other unemployment compensation.
As for the electric bill, most utilities are giving a grace period and postponing disconnection, but you need to call. Medical bills, you will still need to pay a small amount, so call your doctor. Another essential, of course, your cell phone. A lot of carriers are offering extra data and promising not to disconnect you right now if you can't pay.
Well, the Rebound Arizona is highlighting Valley companies that are hiring right now. One is called Haultail, and it's a delivery company that lets customers make some online purchases and then have those items delivered. They also offer trash removal. Haultail tells us that they have seen interest from thousands of people in the past few weeks. So to learn more about this, just go to abc15.com/rebound. Disney is now selling non-medical face masks, and they do feature some of their most popular characters. The company says it will donate up to $1 million of profits to MedShare. That's an organization providing medical supplies and equipment to communities in need. These masks cost $19.99, and they are available in adult and child sizes.
6:20 now on this Friday, combining food, family, and a celebration of their heritage. Pho Levine just opening its doors in March. Now the owner is making sacrifices to keep her restaurant afloat.
We're open, Arizona. It's what restaurants across the state have been saying since the coronavirus outbreak began, working to keep their kitchens open and employees working. That's why we're sharing their stories and their heart as part of our special project called the Rebound Arizona. Today, a new restaurant owner in Levine reminds us all, no matter what's going on, we can always share a meal. Pho Levine is the new restaurant scene near 35th Avenue and Southern, opening their doors for the first time in March.
Not the most ideal time. Definitely did not plan for this at all.
The situation definitely different than co-worker Jenny Lay envisioned, but the goal and feelings driving her to open a restaurant remained the same.
Pho Levine is a tribute to my mother who passed away.
The youngest of 7 children, Jenny's parents moved their family to the U.S. from Vietnam. With her father working as a fisherman, Jenny knows the value of hard work and food.
There's an obligation with my roots as a Vietnamese to share, the history of this food.
Like the name suggests, they specialize in pho, where you can build your own bowl, but they also highlight dishes from other Asian countries, like pad thai, drunken noodle, and Korean barbecue, and spicy kimchi.
Vietnamese food is not just about pho, it's about hundreds of years of experience in making this kind of food.
But no matter what country you're in, or what life is like at the moment, food is a constant.
Everything's okay after eating a good meal with the family.
And family is exactly what they are at Pho Levine. Jenny opening the restaurant with her friend and her husband.
We've known each other for, 15 years, so we kind of know how we tick.
While times are tough, Jenny's not taking a salary and using her savings to keep the restaurant open. Being open is a reminder we're all in this together.
Everyone is going through the same thing. I think the new normal is going to be, we have to help each other out.
Jenny's restaurant partner is actually APA, so they're watching their health to make sure they can keep serving food safely. So for more information on them or to tell us about a restaurant in your community, you can head to abc15.com/open.
Yeah, what a great way to honor her family. Plus, pho is amazing. If you have not had it, highly suggest it there. It's delicious. Well, during these past few weeks, we've seen so many stories of restaurants thanking our first responders. Now, firefighters in Gilbert are returning the favor. Crews delivering food to families that need it. The Gilbert School District and other communities matched them with families, and fire trucks showed up to their homes with bags and hot meals. They're planning another special trip out next Tuesday. Good job, guys. Next at 6:30, health leaders in our state preparing to kick off the first weekend testing blitz for the coronavirus. So who can get tested and what can you expect the process to be like?
And reopening Arizona, it has some businesses confused. Can they open or can they not after the governor's latest modification? I'll tell you how lawmakers are weighing in coming up next.